YouTube. What's up? It's your boy Original Dog Man. Um, I wanted to talk about this because I'm a little late to this game, to this party, and it's the hate for Dior Savauge. I have a little list here just to keep me on track. I really don't need it, but um, in this fragrance community, there's a lot of hate for this thing here. The EDT, the EDP, and the Parfum. A lot of hate for Dior Savage, just Savage in general. But what I want to talk to you guys about is why they hate it. Why they hate it. We're not going to talk about why they love it. We all know the reasons why people love fragrances, but why they hate it. And we're going to get into the psyche of a fragrance collector, a fragrance aficionado, a noob. We're going to get into the mind of these people. Okay, so one of the first reasons why I figured out why people hate this thing is position in this fragrance community. What is your position? If you're a newbie, you probably like this a whole lot more than the average Joe. But if you've been in the fragrance game for a very long time, and say you've collected probably like close to 3, 4, 500 bottles or more, you probably might not like this. Okay. And I say probably might not like this because I know by talking to fragrance people and collectors, they don't find this appealing like they do the rest of their fragrances in their collection, and simply because this thing is so artificial and so generic, but yet it's so good. I still really like this a lot. It just pushes a lot of these niche fragrances when it comes to blue fragrances. This is a blue fragrance, okay? It just pushes it out the way. So what I'm saying is this fragrance is so damn good that it makes other niche blue fragrances look like shit. Look like shit and feel like shit and smell like shit. This is what I'm getting, okay? This is one of the things that I'm getting. There's other things. And I'm not just taking one side here. So before you get pissed off at me because you own blue niche fragrances, and I say that this pushes it out the way, hey, hold up. Give it a second. Give the video a chance. Okay, so you've been in this game a long time, and you've been collecting niche fragrances a while now. Leighton, to me, is sort of like a blue. What else? There's other niche, Elysium or whatever. You know, Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male, or that's not really Le Male, or Ultra Male. They got some blue fragrances out there, Bleu de Chanel, that are hitting the niche category. And I don't really have too many niche blue fragrances, so I don't think niche really does too many blue fragrances anyway. They probably do, but I'm not aware. So this thing has popped up in the scene and just blew the blue fragrances trend out of the fucking water. Right? So this became the top of the trend. And many people in the community don't like that idea. Number one. So it's trend and personal taste. Sometimes, so we're going to talk about either trend or personal, so we're going on trend here. This is the new trend. Here's another thing, another reason why people don't like this, because people don't like trends. People don't like to be a robot. They don't want to smell like the next person. They don't want to be another zombie. They want to have their own originality. They want to have their own taste. Look, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a trend. Okay? Now there is something wrong when you make the trend a priority. Okay? When you let the trend take over your life, that's when it becomes a problem. Okay? That's when this and that. You don't want to be like that. You want to be your own original person, but it's okay to enjoy a trend every now and then. Okay. This thing is also not just a trend, it is a trend setter. It is one of the trendsetters. As far as the blue fragrances go, this and Bleu de Chanel has set the trend or the standard. Okay, so this is the thing that you guys have to understand. There's trends, there's standards, and there's innovations. So there's a trend, blue fragrances. This became Dior Savauge and Bleu de Chanel innovated on the trend. Now they became the standard. Okay, as far as blue fragrances goes. So that's a lot. That's another reason why a lot of people hate this fragrance is because this became the standard. Back in the day, it may have been your Nautica Voyage that was the standard for great blue fragrances, right? You can measure all other blue fragrances against Nautica Voyage. Now they don't really do that. They still do it every now and then, but now everyone measures all other blue fragrances. They come up with what? Bleu de Chanel and Dior Savauge. And many people don't like that who's been in the game a long time. Who's an old head that loved their Ultramar or loved their Nautica Voyage, right? Or the Royal Copenhagen and their old Fougères. They loved those were the standards. They were the trend. Some of them innovated, and then some of them became the standard. And that's what you guys have to understand too, is that there's trends, and then something innovates, and then it becomes the standard. Okay? And sometimes even a standard can still remain on the lower tier of things. So we can look at it in another way. Nautica Voyage was a trend, and then it became the standard. Now, as the Nautica Voyage being the standard, we can measure Dior Savauge against Nautica Voyage. But in this case, many people don't do that. In this community, many people look at this and Bleu de Chanel and say that these are now the new standard. And that's the idea that many old frag heads and many people in this fragrance community do not like. They just don't like it. It's a matter of opinion. It's a matter of personal taste. It's a matter of their hierarchy in their mind of fragrances. Right? So you get into the psyche of these people and you see why they don't hate this. Now, there's another reason why people don't hate this. Okay? A lot of people who are for selling fragrances, okay, they will not ever do a review on Dior Savauge or Bleu de Chanel. Why? Because once they do a review on Dior Savauge and Bleu de Chanel, their subscribers will go out, buy Bleu de Chanel and Dior Savauge and never buy another fucking blue fragrance ever again. And that's bad for business as far as the Fragcom view is concerned. Okay? You go out there and buy this Savauge and Bleu de Chanel, I can almost guarantee you if you're a new head, you will not buy another blue fragrance or another freshie as long as you're in this fragrance game, because this is the standard. This is the best of the best, and Bleu de Chanel is also the best of the best. You might get one or two, but so far as purchasing and being a repeat buyer of blue fragrances, you will not, because you smell this. You will not go get a Terry Mugler cologne because of this. You will not get a Dior Savauge Dior Home cologne, the lemonade scent, because of this. Okay. Now, here's some more hate. There's another reason why people hate this fragrance, okay? And these are the people who are fans of Dior Savauge. Or Dior, not just Dior Savauge. People who are fans of Dior. Check this out. Fahrenheit, the old school head one. Smells like petrol, okay? Now, take a look. I want to take a look at the evolution of the line, okay? Somewhat the evolution. First, it was Fahrenheit. Then you had Dior Home, which was what Dior Home O, right? And then Dior Home Intense, which is this one. And then if you take a look at all the Fahrenheits and the Fahrenheit Aquas, they all had this vibe to them that they were rich and dark and unique and complex. Like this Fahrenheit, they had the petrol notes, like so unique. And then also even this one, which I can't stand this one because it does smell good, but it doesn't last long on my skin, which is Dior Home Cologne. It's a more natural fragrance. Lemonade, natural. Okay, got that natural scent. All right, got that natural vibe. This one, Dior Home Cologne, sophisticated, dark, rich. All right, and it was more on an iris and a Play-Doh natural side of things. This one too, gasoline. This is for the person who works on a car that wants to smell good. This one, Fahrenheit. Then all of a sudden, they made a fragrance like, bam, Blue de Chanel. Took it all out the park. They went straight synthetic and Ambroxan, right? They didn't go ambergris. They went Ambroxan, which is the artificial synthetic fucking, what is it, chemical that they synthetically engineered in the lab, that's supposed to replicate or be like ambergris. So Dior didn't go straight natural or anything like that, like you would think that the line would go. They took it all the way out the park. And this is what some of the fans of Dior didn't like. It's the fact that they went Ambroxan on their ass. They went a whole different fucking route. They made a left turn on their ass. And just like they did with the Dior for the 2020 Dior Homme, right? So many people hate it because it didn't smell like this anymore. They took it totally out the park and they didn't like it. They didn't like it. A lot of the fans of the Dior Homme line did not like that fact. That's another reason why there's so much hate for this thing. Okay. Now, the last and final reason why I would say that that people hate this would be diversity in their collection. This is a blue fragrance, and if you're a fragrance collector who has, like I said, many bottles, 1,000 fragrances in your collection, this is not going to be as diverse as your other fragrances in your collection, right? They won't be as chocolatey or as dark or as rich, or it doesn't really change because this is a pretty much a linear scent. Once you get a little bit past the opening on this, it's pretty much all the Dior's straight linear. You're gonna smell that Ambroxan, that synthetic freshy smell throughout the fragrance. Okay, but if you get like something like a Mancera or something like a Parfums de Marly or Initio, you're gonna get the complexity of those fragrances. They're gonna switch up on you. They're gonna dance on your skin. They're gonna be like, wow, what's that new smell I'm smelling? I'm getting a little bit of cinnamon here. This one is, you don't do that. You don't do that. So there's not much diversity in this fragrance compared to the rest of your niche fragrances in your collection. So that's another reason why there's hate for this too. Yeah, the brand change, like this one, I said that already. Diversity in collection, position in fragrance community, and your journey, personal taste and trend. That's just the hate for it, man. That's just the hate for it. So I hope I explained to you why so much hate for this fragrance. Oh, let me see. One more reason. Oh no, that was pretty much it, I think. This will hinder some people's journeys. This and Bleu de Chanel will hinder a person's blue fragrance journey, put it like that, or even fragrance journey, because sometimes when people, a new head, a newbie who's just getting into fragrances, not really even collecting, just trying to find him a new fragrance, he buys this, and this is all he fucking needs. Summer, winter, spring, and fall, baby, right here. That's another reason people hate this motherfucker. All right, this will hinder you. If you're, this will hinder someone from being a repeat buyer. And Fragcom doesn't like that. Fragcom doesn't like that. You know, you make a fragrance that's so good that you stop the rest of the world, the rest of the fragrance community from buying, because this bitch is just so good. And it's also so good that many of us will want a backup bottle of this, 2 or 3. As a matter of fact, I actually want at least 2 more backup bottles of this, and at least 1 more backup bottle of my Bleu de Chanel. That's just me, man. I'm a repeat buyer. And when I say a repeat buyer, I'm not saying a repeat buyer of all fragrances. I'm a repeat buyer of the same damn fragrance, because I really like this. This motherfucker is really low. Look at that big ass dent I put in here. This is 100 ml. That's a pretty big ass dent. I want to get the 200 ml if I can get my hands on it. I think it's actually, you can get that bitch for 165, 170 right now, the 200 ml. And this is how much I like this, man. And this outperforms many people's fragrances as far as projection, as far as longevity and sillage and centra. Oh my god, this thing here, this is the shit. And this is another reason why they hate it. is because this outperforms many of their niche fragrances. I shit you not. This shit keeps up with my Mancera. A lot of my Manceras last 8, 9, 10, 12 hours. This bitch is a 12 plus hour fragrance. This eau de parfum. I don't know about the toilette. I smelled it before. I wore it once, but I don't remember if it lasts a long time. But this motherfucker here is 12 plus. Go to work, come home, go to sleep for an hour or two, wake up. This bitch still on you. Still on you. That's why there's hate for this. Because this thing does perform and it does what it's supposed to do. Other people will tell you no. Other people will tell you, no, this stinks. This smells like shit. This don't get this. No. This is fucking great. This is, if not the best fragrance of the past fucking decade. Of the past 10 years, this is the shit. This bad boy right here. You know, I thought Eros was it, but Eros has that stink wood in there. I don't like that. Eros would be an awesome ass fragrance if they didn't have that stink cedar. That cheap ass fucking cedar scent. This one, don't have no cheap cedar in here. This is just an unboxing motherfucking bomb. Sweet. Smell good, fresh, clean out the shower. Fucking unboxing bomb. Best fucking fragrance of the fucking year. Of the fucking decade right now. Now I may be pushing that because they have some other fragrances that are really good. Like Ooh for Greatness to me. And I know Side Effect. That shit's coming. They got some other great fragrances. You know, there's some leather fragrances in that category that can, like Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. It's a great leather fragrance. And Godolphin. But, you know, there's Dior Homme. That's a great fragrance, right? But as far as the Blue Freshie, this knocks it out the motherfucking park. And many people hate on it. And I understand. I respect the hate, believe it or not. I understand the hate. But from my standpoint and from where I'm standing at in my fragrance journey right now, play some MC Hammer, baby, because they can't touch this.